My message is really quite simple. It's just enough is enough. And that's really what I'm saying. That's my whole message is enough is enough. I don't believe in looting, I don't believe in rioting, but I do believe that anything that you can say, you should say it peacefully. All silence equals violence. If you haven't spoke up and if you are still blind to what is going on at this time, you are part of the problem. So that we can ease all of this unnecessary violence, all these hateful words and killings, and put a stop to it. Because at this point, I believe we've been fighting for 400 years. Just be careful. And for all of you guys who are out there and who are protesting just the way we are today, be careful. Because at this point, it looks like no lives matter.
Out in the street, I think it's wrong to be afraid to confront your privilege. I think it's wrong to ignore.
People need to educate themselves. It's not a black problem. This is a white problem. Show up, speak up, and stop the violence, and stop killing us.
I hope this leads to legislation that changes in the country.
I just want people to be more compassionate and more human, and we're all the same. It's time to stand up for each other. I'm tired of my son having to worry about him getting pulled over or his friends or act differently. And this year he turned 17, and we kind of put off him getting his license because we didn't want to have that talk yet about how to act if he gets pulled over, or where to be careful, or what neighborhoods are known to, profile racially a little bit higher than others. And that's a scary thing, and he wants to go off to the military, and I don't want my son to fight for a country that doesn't love him. That's a hard thing for a parent to swallow, that people will see him differently, not because of who he is. Him and his girlfriend give out money to the homeless from their tips from work. They volunteer to give groceries to the elderly during the pandemic, and I want people to see that, not who he is for his skin. I want my kids to grow in a better place and just have peace and not have to have fears of people being scared of them or treating them horribly. And I think that's any parent's fear, but ours is a little bit higher, I guess. And there's unity. There's a lot more unity than I've ever seen. We were at a protest yesterday, and it was beautiful. It sparks something in people, I think. And I think this generation has a whole new, they have that fight again to fight for each other more than I've ever seen for a long time. And that's just a beautiful thing. And I think they can spark that energy in people that are afraid to stand up, and you can feel the passion from them. And I love that.
We are a part of the solution to this ongoing problem. We demand justice. We stand as one. Black lives matter, and I need to make sure every person here understands that. Now, this is a peaceful protest, but every black person here is allowed to scream, is allowed to speak their piece, and we're here to speak to do that today. As an ally, it is my responsibility to protect unblack people. Do you understand?
Brunch out here. Sunday brunch. Let's hear it. Let's
Sunday
go.
brunch. Pull up Sunday brunch. I'm here to open it up to Ray. She will be performing right now. But again, give every black person here their space to grieve, to demand, and to be present. Let them be present. We're here with them. All right, here's Ray.
All right, y'all. My name is Ray. I'm gonna sing something to open up for y'all. We call it the Black National Anthem. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmony
out here right now, you made a choice. Yes. Everybody across the country, they made a choice. Yeah. And I just want everybody to make some noise because y'all made a choice to come here and stand with Black Lives Matter. You made a choice for humanity. And we're going to say his name one time before I get into this. Say his name. Y'all can do better than that. George Floyd! George Floyd!
And too many times I've seen too many frowns. My people oppressed, yet we make sound. All walks of life, America has found. All walks of life, America has found. Bad correspondence, welcome to the garden. Great for passing judgments, great for its invasions. To those who are protectors, just who are you protecting? We are all under watch, profiled every day. If you think it's one race, you bring me to dismay. Oh, now it seems it's forced emotion all of America. It's just running through the motions. Fortune 500 companies doing whatever they please. Oh, Lord, help America. But she is on her knees.
I speak from the heart. I speak from the heart of a black man who sweats when he sees a police cruiser behind him. I speak from the heart of a teacher because I teach at the town of Manchester. And I speak to children who don't see this hatred. You want to know why they don't see this hatred that we experience? Because hate is something that is taught. Right now, the world is raging. The entire world is raging because they have seen our people suffering every day. They see it in the news all the time. And they can't understand it. We can't understand it either. We're tired. And I see a lot of people crucifying the people that are raging in New York and raging in Minneapolis. We can't criticize them. Who are we to dictate how they choose to act out on how they feel? We can't do that. They're in pain. Let them rage. Let them rage. Let them express how they feel. But I want to make something very important to everybody here in Connecticut. I want to keep everything here in Connecticut as peaceful as possible. We must keep it peaceful because they are taking it to the streets. They are our sword. You understand me? They are warring for us with action. They are taking action. We shall be their shield. We will be their voice. We will speak on their behalf. Battles aren't won with just swords. They need shields. So we need to be there for them. You understand me? We're not giving up on those brothers. We will never judge them. We will take it to the streets and we will march. We will march for them. We will not destroy. We will keep the peace, and we're going to send a message to the entire country. It's tired. We're all tired. We need to police the police. You can go to Black Lives Matter 860. But thank you so much for allowing me to speak.
Because this is the one thing that irks not just me, but many of my peers. So I want to just say this really clearly. If that you do not see color. You say that you do not see the oppression of my people. I won't take it. I won't take it. Instead of you saying that we do not see your color, what you should say is, I see you, which means that you see my pain, you see my oppression, you see my fallen brothers and sisters, and you are with us. That's what it means to say that.
Thank you for coming. I want to thank Mimi and her family for asking me to speak. I think it takes courage for them to ask the police chief, in light of what happened to George Floyd, to come up and speak. That tells her she has a holistic view of what's going on. As I stand here before you, I apologize on behalf of all of law enforcement what happened to George Floyd. I have been involved in law enforcement for 27 years. I spent 24 years in the Waterbury Police Department. I know what urban policing is all about. I know what West Hartford policing is all about. I also know what wrong policing is all about. When I saw that video, I was sickened. It took me 2 days to be able to watch the entire video. And as I spoke with my wife and my daughter, and then my older daughter's on the phone, I went, what am I doing? What have I missed? What have I failed to do as a law enforcement executive that this is acceptable? And then I said, it's not acceptable. We need to speak out. We need to stop saying that, okay, there's a couple of bad apples, but there's a bunch of great cops, which there are, but you know what? The good cops gotta stop the nonsense that we see out there. Now, the words that I speak is not a police chief trying to get an applause. As an African-American male, if I'm driving not in uniform, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I get it. My father gave me the talk. My father gave my brother the talk. When my brother and I decided to get in law enforcement, we did it to make a change. I'm asking those who feel as President Obama said, sometimes you have to be the change that you seek and that you want. I'm imploring anyone here who wants to get involved in law enforcement, you're not happy with what you see, join us. Help make a change. Help stand for change. Help stand for righteousness. We cannot have that. And I will say to my other folks here, to the Caucasians that we have to have tough conversations. We have to understand that law enforcement started to hold back African Americans in this country. We have to talk about this. There's slave patrols. In the 1600s, the slave patrols. Then we have the posses. Then when it came to civil rights, what was used as an agent of the government? Law enforcement, the dogs. We have to talk about that. So when you hear your African Americans or people of color have a different view of law enforcement, understand the talk that you received that I got from my father, my grandmother, and my grandparents, great-grandparents. I have a 95-year-old grandmother in Georgia. What do you think her view of police is?
Horrible.
Horrible. The story she has told me, horrible. So I get it. I stand with others trying to affect change. I stand with others. I feel your pain. I truly do. I get it. But I also stand for change. I'm not afraid to stand in front. I'm not afraid to fight. Check my record. You're not hearing me start talking this today. Google me. I've been talking about this for years. We will sing. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you all for being here, for speaking up, for showing your passion, compassion, your anger, your frustration, your impatience. Now is the time for change. This cannot happen ever again. heal ourselves now by, this is our moment. This is our moment to actually not turn away, to turn in, and to challenge ourselves to be better, to do better, and to be a society. And I will say, my biggest point to all of you is you have to vote. Fill the census out. You count. Every single one of you counts. Make sure you fill in your census, and then vote, vote, vote. It matters on local, it matters in education, it matters in healthcare, it matters in justice, it matters in Senate, leadership, it matters in everything we do, Supreme Court. Vote, vote, vote.
I did not come here to make a speech. I came here to listen, and I came here to say I see you, and I stand with you, and I'll do whatever I can to help at the state capitol. And then saying to my white community members that look at that video, as horrible as it is, and you'll notice that there's a police officer, several who are murdering George Floyd, and there are others who are just standing there doing nothing, hand in their pockets, looking off. And it's incumbent upon all of us, and now I'm speaking to my white community members, to not be those police officers who are just standing there doing nothing. So we all have to act, and I'm ready to work with you to do that. Thank you.
We value and celebrate our diversity here in West Hartford, but I want to come out here and say to you that the problem that is happening extends beyond police brutality that's happening across the country.
Yes.
The bigger issue is white supremacy.
Yes. Yes, look.
White supremacy is what this country was founded on. Every single town, every single city, every single state in this country has a white supremacy problem, including West Hartford.
Yes. Yes. George Floyd. Let's go. That's it.
And I'm not out here talking about individual people, although we know that's a problem. I'm talking about systems. I'm talking about institutions. And we're out here today protesting police brutality. And I think we're thankful that we have a black man as our police chief who got to talk. So he knows why we are here. But also, this issue, it has not yet touched West Hartford, but it is here in Connecticut.
Yes.
Justice for Chulo.
Yo.
Justice for Jason Negro.
Yo.
Justice for Paul and Tiffany. Justice for Zoe. And if you don't know who those people are, then you need to go home and Google, because they are from Connecticut and they were brutalized by Connecticut police. And they still have not received justice. Say that. But let's bring it back to West Hartford. Like I said, I love this community. But we are not immune to the problems of racism in this community, even though every single one of us, like Mimi said, came out and made a choice today. And honestly, I have been at a lot of actions around West Hartford. I have never seen this many people come out for Black Lives in West Hartford. This is an amazing community. We have so much, but like I said, we are not immune. We have some of the best schools, not just in the state, but the whole country, but we still have disparities based on racial background. Black and brown children, there's an achievement gap. It is real in West Hartford. We still have a significant number of children in our schools, families that receive free and reduced lunch because they live at or close to poverty. Many of those are people of color. That is a product. Poverty is a product of white supremacy and systemic discrimination.
George Floyd!
George Floyd!
George Floyd!
I'm so happy to see you all out here. This is what it takes. It takes every single one of us. But I got a special message for my black neighbors and friends. It is not our
And I want you all to think about what you're going to do when you leave here, because showing up to a rally in our beautiful, idyllic community, it's a step, but it is not the deep work. This is not one day. This is not one moment. We have to keep going. We have to keep going until we win. Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Now, I'm the mother of the wonderful girl who started this, Mimi. So because of my daughter who's 15 years old and she had a little message, I'm going to read what she had to say. She's a little child. So, my daughter writes, I have been on TikTok a lot lately, and all I see is people speaking out, and it really makes me happy to see I'm not the only one tired and angry of the same thing happening every year. Nothing works. Nothing is starting to seem like we will never get our rights, like we fight for our rights a while ago. My skin isn't a threat. I'm tired of hearing stories about unarmed Black lives being taken, and it's not right. It's not fair. Black lives matter. This same daughter, she's 15 years old, and she's afraid of the police. Every time we go somewhere and she sees a cop and they're next to us, she cringes in her skin. And me as a mother, I have to tell her, Mommy, not all cops are bad. Because what else am I going to say as a mom? But then we got racially profiled last year in Ohio coming back home to Connecticut. Because she was sitting in the front seat with a hoodie on. And then, how did I look saying, not all cops are bad? She experienced it for herself, and since then, she's been so scared of the police. What do I say? Put your hands on the dashboard. Make sure you're looking at him straight in the eye.
Shit, real.
Don't blink.
Don't speak.
Don't speak. Don't move. Don't move. Don't breathe. They might kill us. I can't tell her that. I don't want her to be afraid, but inside me, I knew from the corner of my eye, yup, we're going to get pulled over. Even though some of her we weren't. I knew it. I saw how he pulled up on the side of us. I saw how he went back. He went back 3 cars. And then 5 seconds later, I'm watching him through the rear view. We're getting pulled over. A family coming home from Ohio from visiting a grandpa 100th birthday who was in a World War II, and we were celebrating his 100th birthday. And that's the story I got to tell when I got back to Connecticut. That's heartbreaking. Not that we were at a party of a 100th birthday of a great man who served our military, who was black man in World War II. No, I had to say we were pulled over by the Ohio police. A white young kid racially profiled us. Where y'all coming from? Where you live? I got Connecticut plates. You should be ashamed of yourself! I speak up! My God! People don't understand my God! We are one race! We are the human race! All right, everyone. How we doing? Can I get a Black Lives Matter one more time? I haven't been able to work. I haven't been able to focus because I'm too busy thinking about if my dad was pulled over and ends up like George Floyd on the floor. I'd be damned. And just to let y'all know, my biological father passed when I was a baby, but my father now that raised me is here with me today, and he is a black man. And I love that man. We love him. We love him. I love him. And I feel like he protected me my whole life, so this is why I protest, so I could protect him. And he's a fireman, a fire captain of Hartford, Connecticut, okay? He's here somewhere, I don't know where he's at. But I want to tell y'all something. He puts his life on the line Nolly. Nolly, say hi. Hi. Again, this is our youth people. This is who we do it for. These are going to be the future leaders of our country. We need to show them the right way of doing things. All right? She has something to say, and I hope all y'all can hear it. If you feel it, put your fists up, please.
Yes, Molly. My dad is a corrections officer, and he works every day from 6:45 to midnight or later. And if he dies, he's my only dad.
It's okay, baby. We got you. You're not alone. You see what this is doing? Protect the people. We're guiding them in their life. Protect these children. Protect their future leaders. That's it. Wake up, white America. Wake up.
Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? I come here as a Hebrew Israelite. All right? Let's go. We are the people of the book. The Most High has put us here today, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, to come for one common cause. And that is to stand up for the children of Israel. Can I get an amen? Issues that's going on. So white folks, you have my blessing from actually being with us. Why is that? The government gave our women more money if they were single with a child. Go black man, you are the foundation of our community. We are the foundation of the community. Go, man. All of you guys, white people especially, go home today. Talk to your loved ones.
Hey, 8 minutes. Hey, we're down for 8 minutes. Right here. Down for 8 minutes. That's it. A grown-ass man called his mother. I can't breathe. Help. That is what he said. That is what they said in New York. Why are we saying we can't breathe? If you tell me I can't breathe, I'm gonna get up.
Let it settle in right now. That's just a little bit of pain. 8 minutes of pain? What about his family? That's for life. That's for life. How many times I gotta turn around? That's for life. That fear is playing to me for life. I can't breathe.
For this long, with no mercy. Talk about it. With no mercy. Wait. You break this much. To kneel on my neck for over 8 minutes.
Where the gun at? Where was the gun? Where was the fear?
What about the people that was on his back?
Where was the knife at? Where was the drugs?
Where was the bank $129? We hear your pain.
We need to show solidarity and we need to move. We need to move.
What is the basis that we agree on? Voices are nothing without each other. So with that being said, what are we gonna do to change this? There are laws that are still.
At one point in time, this was a place where we didn't have any labels, filters, none of that. No religion, none of that. It was I want to say, just a spiritual, cultural thing. I don't even like using words because this English language is destroyed.
Okay.
Anybody that's an empath would already know that. Anybody that's on some whatever spiritual type of plane. I will take off my shoes right now so I can earth a little bit so I can be aligned because I'm not. I brought kind of a lot of sage over here, but it got burnt along the way. I am not a criminal. I have undiagnosed and diagnosed mental illness. I'm an artist, you know, freelancer. I like to play music. Sorry, people I'm an expressionist. I'm not gonna hide who I am because everybody sees me on the street. We all see each other. We all need to really stop. Her view is her view. My view is my view. Your view is your view. By the end of the day, we all have a common goal. I can't breathe.
And a lot of people didn't come out like this because they felt like it didn't affect their children, the racial quotas in the magnet schools. So I would love everybody to take a minute to read this sign because this affects me every day. I have 5 kids, 3 sons, which 2 of my sons are sitting in the car because they're afraid to come out here. They said, Mommy, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of West Hartford police. I'm afraid of what's going to happen if I come out here. This is not Hartford. So I'm thankful that you all are out here in solidarity with us. It hurts me as a black mother. For 38 years, I see my friends, Aquan Salmon, and everybody else get gunned down in the streets of Hartford.
Say his name.
Aquan Salmon.
Aquan Salmon.
We got gunned down in the streets of Hartford. We were children, and we led protests and everything else. And I tell my kids these stories over and over. On Saturday, when the police was out there, we were in front of the police barracks. My 17-year-old, 280-pound son, 6'2", was sitting there shaking. He was so afraid that we was going to get killed out there. And this is the hurt that you all do not know.
Straight up.
I am tired of it as a black mother. I've seen it for 38 years. That's not even a lot of years to be seeing this. And it's still going on, and it hurts. So please, keep taking the stand and fighting with us. Please keep taking the stand. And we do have some officers that have stood in solidarity, but we need more. We need y'all to come out soon.
My name is Hannah. Santiago's here because I'm not good at speaking in front of crowds. And I'm here for my friend. And I know that she would want me to talk. I'm sorry.
We're listening.
Her name is Penelope, and I love her dearly. And after George Floyd was murdered, I was on a call with her, and she said to me, "That could be me." And I thought to myself, I'm not going to let that happen.
Crawford party. Sean Bell. Sean Bell. We can't party on New Year's. Oscar Grant. Oscar Grant. We can't get a normal traffic ticket. Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland. We can't lawfully carry a weapon. Philandro Castile. We can't break down on a public road with car problems. Corey Jones. Corey Jones. We can't shop at Walmart. John Crawford. John Crawford. We can't have a disabled vehicle. Terrence Crutcher. Terrence Crutcher. We can't read a book in our own car. Keith Scott. Keith Scott. We can't be a 10-year-old walking with our grandfather. Clifford Glover. Clifford Glover. We can't decorate for a party. Claude Reese. Claude Reese. We can't ask a cop a question. Randy Evans. Randy Evans. We can't cash our check in peace. Yvonne Smallwood. Yvonne Smallwood. We can't take out our wallet. Amadou Diallo. Amadou Diallo. We can't run. Walter Scott. Walter Scott. We can't breathe. Eric Gardner. Eric Gardner. We can't live. Freddie Gray. Freddie Gray. We're tired. Tired of making hashtags. Tired of trying to convince you that our Black Lives Matter. We're tired of dying. We're tired. We're tired. And we're tired of being tired.
Say his name. George Floyd. Say his name. George Floyd. All right, now people, I've been very scared. I've been very angry. But what we're gonna do right now, I want everybody to look at the person to your left, to your right, behind you. Taking how tall, how short. Taking if they have long hair, an afro. You know who that person is? A human being. All right? All right, now guys, I don't got no fear. As loud as you can, we're gonna say Black Lives Matter. 1, 2, 3. Black Lives Matter. One more time. Black Lives Matter. Say it with your chest. Black Lives Matter.
I am a white Latina. Okay? I grew up in a place where racism is so embedded in our culture, you can't even tell is there. So I just don't want to point out racism here. Everybody, there's an immigrant from South America, even Spain, okay, is alive and well in all of our communities. And I want you to check your abuelos. Your abuelas.
Recently, a few days ago, my mom told me about a police officer killing someone, and I've been terrified of police officers because of that. I don't want to die, and I don't want everyone to die. Black Lives Matter. Just because racism is here, Black lives still matter.
As an ally, I will stand behind you. I will stand behind you. I will stand next to you. I will stand next to you. And if it comes down to it, I will stand in front of you. And if it comes down to it, I will stand in front of you.
Thank you, Mimi.
All right. So, can you guys put your fist up if you saw my Instagram post?
Whoa, my daughter's famous.
That's not why I asked that.
Speak out, people.
The reason I asked if you saw my Instagram post is because I posted a video and there's a call to action there. When I first posted it, I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed because a lot of the folks that I nominated didn't do my call to action. But you know what? That made me notice that people are still uncomfortable. People are too damn comfortable, and that's why people are dying. That's why George Floyd died. So, if you are an ally, and if you're willing to stand with me and keep this movement going, because it's not just today. I'm a firm believer that in order to bridge this gap,
want you to show me. We gonna march through their neighborhood. And if you scared, then you ain't my ally. You ain't with me. Who with me? And let's guess what? Hold up, this is important. We gonna keep this peaceful. If we see anybody looting, we turning our back on that bum ass nigga, and we walking the other fucking way. Cause we ain't with that bullshit out here. We marching. No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
So you're going to be at the party?
Police to police. Set up the body cameras. We got 4 terabyte SD cards. Put the camera on the minute that they clock in to the minute that they get off. Police to police. Check their history. Check their work history if they got a history of racist crimes, of racist offenses. You gonna let them keep working on the force? Audit your police your police officers.
He was out there marching.